Intro music fades out. Okay, let me ask you this. Why does a Spider-Man movie soundtrack feel like a time capsule of musical contradictions? Because when I first saw the tracklist for Brand New Day, I realized something weird. This isn't just a playlist for a superhero film. It's a cultural experiment. Think about it. Tame Impala next to Bad Bunny? Chaka Khan alongside a Russian indie band? On paper, this should sound like a Spotify algorithm gone feral. But here's the twist. This chaotic curation might actually be the most brilliant decision Marvel's made in years. Let's unpack this. The film follows Peter Parker's messy adolescence, right? Hormonal chaos, arachnid DNA, and a city under siege. Now imagine pairing that with Steve Lacy's, oh yeah, closing the credits. Wait, that song isn't just a post-credits sting. It's a meta-commentary. The track's lo-fi groove mirrors Peter's exhausted relief after the fight. He's not swinging triumphantly. He's stumbling forward, bruised but surviving. That's not your typical superhero send-off. It's a Gen Z anthem masquerading as a Marvel score. But hold on, why Tame Impala's Loser? Personally, I think this is where the soundtrack gets dangerously smart. Kevin Parker's psychedelic self-loathing perfectly mirrors Peter's internal conflict. The kid isn't just fighting villains, he's battling the crushing weight of expectation. Every "I'm a loser baby" lyric becomes Peter's mantra. It's not about being cool, it's about vulnerability disguised as rock. And then they slap Chaka Khan's "I'm Every Woman" into a scene with Sadie Sink's character. Wait, is that intentional irony? Because if she's Jean Grey in this timeline, this song becomes a power anthem with 40 years of cultural baggage. That's not just scoring a scene, it's rewriting superhero tropes through music history. What many people miss here is the generational warfare happening in these choices. Brian Eno's St. Elmo's Fire, a 70s experimental artist, juxtaposed with Bad Bunny's reggaeton. This isn't just diversity, it's a timeline collision. Marvel's saying Peter Parker's world isn't defined by one musical era. His struggle is timeless, but scored by the entire history of modern music. It's like your grandparents' record collection got hacked by a teen with unlimited streaming access. Here's where it gets wild, the inclusion of Monotaka's Monopoly. This Russian electropop track isn't just exotic window dressing. In the film, it plays during Peter's tech struggles with Evie's AI. The song's glitchy, stuttering production mirrors his unstable powers. But culturally, it's a middle finger to the idea that superhero soundtracks need to be safe. They're using indie music from Moscow to score a Hollywood blockbuster. That's not just bold, it's geopolitical storytelling through Spotify playlists. If you take a step back, this whole soundtrack is a Trojan horse. On the surface, it's about hype music for action scenes. But really, it's training a generation to hear connections between 2001, A Space Odyssey's score, Eno, and SoundCloud rap, Bad Bunny. What happens when kids grow up hearing these musical contrasts as normal? We might be witnessing the birth of a new audio-visual language. So here's my final thought. The real hero here isn't Peter Parker. It's the music supervisor who convinced Marvel execs that Tame Impala and Chaka Khan aren't just songs, they're narrative weapons. Because when you think about it, isn't that what growing up is? Creating your own soundtrack from the chaos of generations past? Outro music fades in. What do you think? Is this soundtrack genius or just desperate pandering? Drop your theories below, and if you haven't seen the film yet, maybe cue up Loser before your next rewatch. Trust me, it'll hit different now.